Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm here to talk about one stock actually in particular. This is a company that I have talked about before, but I think that their stock price is just getting more and more attractive. I think that this company is going to continue to go up with time, and yeah, it's just a matter of time before this company hits, more higher and higher prices, and I think you got to get in right now, as soon as possible to actually benefit from the price swings very heavily. So without further ado, if you do enjoy this video, be sure to like it. Also subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. We're nearing 150 subscribers. We're 6 away as of recording this. We have 144. If you could smash that and the like button, I'd really appreciate it. And let's get right into it. So we can see today the portfolio is looking amazing. I mean, past week actually, we're up almost $2,000 in the past week, and that's including the weekend right here. So I mean, past month we're up almost $5,000 just in a month. That's 25% in a month. That is very good. I'm very happy with the way my investments are going right now, and we can see that a lot of this percentage gain actually has happened just in the past week, with more than half of it. And yeah, I mean, market is on a tear right now, and especially the stocks that I'm holding are going pretty well right now. Mostly thanks to ELF and AMD. Those are the big, runners in my portfolio right now. And I mean, also Amazon is doing great, but Celsius and Nike. Nike did really good actually after hours today. But yeah, the stock I want to talk about today, let's get into that, is SoFi. SoFi Technologies is a banking company. They do digital banking. They're a fintech company. You can see right here they're a financial service platform which engages in the provision of student loan refinancing options to the private student loan market. It operates through the following segments: lending, technology platform, and financial services. Anthony Noto is their CEO. He's done very good for this company. I believe in him very heavily. I think he has very good things to offer. And this is a relatively new company, founded in 2011, and if you check right here, the stock has actually only been public since 2020, or IPO'd at $11. So yeah, SoFi is a relatively new company, very new stock, relatively new company. Their market cap is pretty small, under 20 billion. I mean, it's an established company, but I mean, as far as large caps go, it's pretty small. And you can see as you scroll down here, there's a lot of mixed sentiment on if you should buy or hold SoFi. But I mean, look at the earnings right here. Earnings are looking very good for SoFi. They've been beating, every quarter pretty much. Maybe they just met right here in quarter two 2024, but besides that, they're getting pretty sizable beats every single quarter. I love SoFi. I want to have more in SoFi, but I'm up 100% on the stock right now, which is great. I probably should have put some more in. I mean, it's easy to say now, but I definitely do want to have more shares of SoFi. I think that this company is still very cheap. I bought it at $8.44 where I thought it was cheap, and now at $17, I still think it's very cheap. And I wanted to look actually at this. So SoFi just flipped the script. So this is Seeking Alpha. Obviously not sponsored, but I mean, I like their platform. I think there's some very insightful articles on here. There's some smart people that write some things and put them in columns on this site. So you can see the summary is SoFi Technologies stock is up 27% since the initial $20 target, fueled by $315 million in fee-based revenue, up 67% year over year. So when revenue is up 67% year over year, it's hard for a company's stock price not to shoot straight up. That's a very, very sizable increase over a year, 67%. I mean, if your portfolio returns 67%, if you made 67% of how much money you have in there, I think you'd be very happy. Fee income now represents 41% of total revenue, with strong growth in interchange, loan platform, and FSPL segments. That's amazing. That's one of SoFi's main revenue streams. So the fact that there's a 41% of total revenue that's at the company, that's great. And their quarter two fiscal year 2025 guidance calls for 801.94 million in revenue and 0.6 EPS, with 6 upward EPS revisions and 7 revenue upgrades. Very good for analysts. Margin strength remains critical with the 27%. So I mean, these are kind of, these can go into more detail, but this guy basically, I mean, I think that I don't know this guy. I don't know this guy in particular, but I did read his last article on SoFi, and I thought it was very insightful. So, I mean, his investments thesis is, since his earlier bullish call, SoFi Technology stock has surged 27%, approaching $20 a share. Yes, it is, and it's steadily closing in on that mark. But the rally isn't just price momentum; it's underpinned by a structural pivot that's now accelerating. In quarter one fiscal year 2025, SoFi generated $315 million in fee-based revenue, up 67% over a year, now making up 41% of its total revenue. So yeah, I mean that's a lot. If you're up 67% a year in a in a segment of how your business produces revenue, that's pretty sizable. And that was already a big part of their revenue. And now that it's 41%, it already was a lot. And now it's even more. I like that. I like that a lot. So, and right here, I mean, this is, a big 3 words for SoFi. I think just getting started. That really is what is going on with this company. And so you see SoFi's next quarter 2 test, beat, guide, repeat. So yeah, I mean, SoFi, as you can see, as I showed back here, they've actually beat earnings very consistently. I mean, it's almost expected that they're going to beat earnings. And it's not like their earnings estimates are dropping either. These are, maybe this one dropped a little bit, but besides that, all of their estimates are steadily increasing. And they're expected to do better quarter over quarter. So, and they're doing better than expected. But yeah, I mean, this is he kind of just talks about how the earnings beats are doing really good for the company. I mean, obviously, but yeah, they're also eyeing a $1.3 billion fee revenue as of fiscal year 2025. Growth tops 27%. So the fact that their revenue is that high and the company's market cap is only, what is it? It's 18 billion. I'm pretty sure 18.55. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty insane. But I mean, also the P ratio is kind of high, price to earnings ratio. But I mean, do you see how fast this company is growing? I mean, yeah, like there's some few screenshots here actually that I wanted to get into. But yeah, I mean, he kind of just keeps on going here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there is a lot of important information if you do want to check that out. But this is the investor presentation. This is what I was very interested in. So the first graph we have here is their members and products. So their products are increasing, and you see the compounding annual growth rate of members increasing is 52%. So you can see from 2021 to 2022, this is very early stages of SoFi going public. Their members almost doubled. And then we can see again that they pretty much, almost doubled again, almost a 50% increase, pretty much. And then again, almost a 50% increase. And then they kind of slowed down. I mean, actually, they didn't slow down. My fault. My apologies. This is just the first quarter that they're showing of 2025. So we don't even know what's going to happen. But I mean, if it went up 800 in the first quarter, if it does that every quarter, you're at 13,000 after this year. That's another 35% increase in members. That's very good. I mean, members is what is going to make you money. That's assets under management. And that's a very, sizable part of how people value SoFi, how SoFi is gaining in value, how their stock price is moving. And we can see that there's a lot of diversified streams of revenue. If we check out all of this diversified business model. So the fee-based revenue, this is what he was talking about in the article, is one of their biggest revenue sources. We can see that their adjusted net revenue just for everything is going to be around 1.6 billion, they're estimating. But their fee-based revenue mix, we can see that, it's mostly fee-based revenue. That's what is kind of making the company all their money. That's increasing a lot at 41% this last quarter, and everything else is 59%. So that's a very big segment, almost half. If we keep looking at SoFi, yeah, I mean, look at the strong returns. There's no doubt about it that SoFi is, dishing out strong returns. That's kind of just what's going on with the company, as you can see from the stock price. That's reflecting it very well. And yeah, I mean, this is the investor presentation, the slideshow, and the lending origins. These are where their loans are going, and you can see that this is very good as well, just going up. I mean, this one is a little choppy actually. So is this one, but increasing this last year, and then personal loans are going up year over year. That's a very good thing to see for SoFi. Student loans, I'd assume, are probably going to go up. I mean, you can see these are in comparison to the other first quarters. So everyone is higher than any first quarter ever in the past 4 or 5 years, besides this one right here on the end, but it's the second highest. So I mean, it looks like SoFi's gearing up for a pretty big year, right? If we keep looking down here, I mean, there's a lot of charts and, stuff showing that SoFi is, making a lot of money. SoFi is increasing a lot in their revenue, their profit. There's a lot of, SoFi is going up, basically. So, I mean, yeah, look at their members. I think members are very important if you check, how fast these are growing. This very, very interesting, very impressive. That's the word I was looking for. It's very impressive how fast SoFi's members are growing. Actually, I think that's to credit their marketing team. SoFi has a great job, or does a great job marketing to millennials, in my opinion. They are, and that's the group they want to target. They want to, target Gen Z, millennials, Gen Alpha, those people that are going to have their wealth in SoFi as it's growing over their lifetime, which is, where wealth is grown is with time over a lifespan. If they have those assets under management, that's great for company valuation. And yeah, I mean, we could go through these specifics a little bit more, but I don't think that it's that important. Unless, I mean, if we want to check the assets and liabilities, that's interesting. But I do want to see if we can find their profit. So I don't know if they just have. I mean, they have their financials. I mean, you could just look up their financials, but I'm not sure. So let's see. SoFi financial. Because I would be interested to see. Okay. So you can see, yeah, I mean, look, their revenue is increasing very well. And we can see also, sorry for the long load time. But I mean, yeah, their balance sheet looks very well as well. I mean, very good. There's a lot of going up in this company. That's kind of the trend. There's a lot of increasing in the companies, how they're making money. Very good to see. And yeah, I mean, the last thing I want to check out is a call on SoFi. I think that these are interesting to check out in the videos because I don't know. I think the calls are fun. They should not be your investing strategy. I think that you can add them into your long-term stocks. I don't think you should solely rely on buying and selling calls to make money in the stock market. I don't think that's smart. If you do that, I do think it is almost gambling. But I do think that if you buy, if you have 200 shares of SoFi and then you buy a call, I don't think that that's that all that bad. If you buy a Leap, I don't think that that's all that bad. So a Leap that I'd probably buy for SoFi is, I was thinking this $15 one. I like this one because SoFi only has to increase 19%. They have to hit that $20 mark by 2027 to break even. I think that's going to happen. And when they do hit that $20 mark, I don't think they're going to stop. So I think that this stock, I mean, sky's the limit with this one. I think that in a good economy, if there's not a recession, SoFi can be, I see their stock going to the moon. I mean, this is one that I know I'm very prideful in all the stocks I own, but SoFi is one that I believe in the heaviest because of their business model. It's pretty hard to beat. I mean, Wells Fargo and Chase and, all those big banks, they're stuck as, I've said this in my past videos about SoFi, but look, they have 217,000 employees and they have so many locations that they have to pay the lease for. They have to pay all of these employees' salaries. Their PE ratio is 14. I mean, these companies are not. I mean, look at the market cap too. Imagine SoFi had this market cap and they had their PE ratio still. That's an expensive stock. That's an expensive company for good reason. But that share price is a lot of money. If SoFi has a market cap that big with their same PE ratio, which I think is going to happen pretty soon, I think they're going to surpass these companies. Because they can't hold this up forever. You see how many people, if you go to a Wells Fargo or a Chase bank, look at how many people are working there. They're very understaffed. I mean, they don't, these companies are, they're having a tough time. They're closing down locations because there's just no reason. There's no reason to have locations anymore when banking is done so digitally. The ATMs, yeah, but I mean, ATMs you can have anywhere and everywhere. You don't have to have an ATM at a Wells Fargo location. You could have one, anywhere in the world. But yeah, I mean, it's very interesting that Wells Fargo I mean, look at those employees. That's a salary. Every single one of them is making, at least $30,000 a year probably. And then we look at SoFi, who this owner of SoFi does pay himself a good amount of money. I mean, he deserves it, but funny enough, that's not very important, but they have only 5,000 employees. That's literally a fraction. That's a 40th, less than a 40th. It's like a 43rd. It's less than a 43rd. This times 43 is how many employees Wells Fargo has, how much money they have to pay out to their employees. That's a lot of money. That adds up very quickly, and with all their locations too, that's a lot of lease, a lot of, salaries. That's a lot of money. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. That's all I have. I do think SoFi is a great investment. This isn't financial advice, but if you can get into SoFi, I would. Very, it looks expensive right now because it is very high, in comparison to where the stock has been. It would have been better to buy it right here, Obviously, it would have been better if I bought it at $5. It would have been better if I bought it at $4. But I do think that in the future, the stock is going to go well beyond that, in the $20 range pretty shortly here. So I think buying it right now is not all that scary. And if it does drop, you can average down. But I don't see that happening. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to like it. Also subscribe to the channel. I will be making these daily videos. I appreciate you for watching again. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.